Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another hype video where we basically let loose and give various monster taming games the old sloppy top, if you will. That said, today's game in question is going to be Monster Crown, a game that I've personally been excited for since I started here on YouTube back in late 2019 and was one of the first 4 monster taming games that I discovered and prompted me to become a monster taming YouTuber. That said, in this video we are going to discuss some of Monster Crown's key systems, the atmosphere in which the game portrays, and ultimately go over why I think you should be hyped. Alright, so right off the bat, Monster Crown will be launching on October 12th, so that gives us roughly 2 weeks to really get that hype train going. I've actually already made quite a few Monster Crown videos and guides since I've had access to the game since its beta, and moving forward we will be doing more breakdowns up to launch and guides post-launch. Anyways, Monster Crown starts off relatively simple. You're a 14-year-old kid who lives on a farm with your parents, and your dad buys you a comic for doing some good old child labor. In this comic, you participate in some sort of sweepstakes thing at the end, which gives you a chance to win a monster, which you do, and it gets shipped to your house. After choosing from one of 5 starters that monster will be, your adventure begins, and what starts out as an errand for your dad ends up escalating in typical RPG fashion, prompting you to explore the world. Now, Monster Crown sets itself apart in several ways, one of the best examples of such being its crossbreeding system, which allows for a vast amount of customization for your monsters. Each monster can be one of 5 types, and all monsters can crossbreed, creating different combinations based off of which monster you situate as the primary and secondary parents. Your offspring will take attributes from each, including stats, appearance, palette color, moves, etc. Furthermore, there's also a gene lab present within the game, which allows you to get even more customization going on by letting you create a custom chromosome, which will essentially let you pick and choose which attributes come from each parent. So with over 200 base monsters in the game, each crossbreed can also contain one of 5 forms, plus the base form, essentially bringing well over 1,000 monsters to the game just appearance-wise. In terms of combinations between palettes, stats, etc., the combinations are essentially limitless. You can check out this video for a basic overview of the system as well. On top of this, the game also features a system akin to Mega Evolution from Pokemon, but with a twist. There are various transformation items scattered through the game, including the Atomic Clock, which ages your monsters, the Super Grow, which enhances them, etc. These types of forms can temporarily be used in battle, or you can fully consume the item to make it permanent. This also adds more to the amount of monsters in game because these also come with their own unique crossbreeding forms. The battle system is simple, but not overly simplistic either, with it having the aforementioned 5 types and transformation mechanics alongside an 8-on-8 single battle format. Each monster gets access to 6 moves, and you also have a synergy bar which can be loaded by either swapping or blocking, and adding synergy to your attacks can give them more damage and additional effects, like for example them being a dual type. So while at a first glance it may seem simplistic because it's just one-on-one battles, it's really not when you dive into it. Easy to learn but hard to master is a good way to put it. The game also, just on a fundamental level, is nothing to scoff at, as you have a really nice pixel world inspired by the Game Boy Color era, overworld encounters which get rid of those pesky random ones in caves and grass, a darker and more adult story which doesn't patronize the player, and more. I could go on all day listing off other mechanics like the card dungeons or wild eggs, but I'm going to save all of that for when we do a review of the game, as these hype videos are a lot more shorter in nature and more just me expressing what I'm excited for and what I believe you should be excited for as well. What I will say is that I have played early access. You can check out all of the videos I've put together about the game if you're interested in that. I'll leave a playlist linked below. But the game really just takes that old school retro monster taming feel and just captures it on what a surface level seems to be a simple RPG, but instead ends up being a very complex and clearly passionate title. So yeah, guys, I really wanted to express how hype Monster Crown is, and I hope that this video did help cultivate that. Like I said, for me, this is one of the big 4 that initially got me into monster taming, the others being Temtem, Coromon, and Kindred Fates, all of which I learned about in a single video that kind of started me down this rabbit hole. I mean, it's pretty obvious if you go look up my channel, those games have a lot of coverage. But that said, if you did enjoy this video and want to stay up to date on the monster taming genre, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are interested in Monster Crown or looking for guides and breakdowns, I'm going to be going kind of nuts with it, just like I've done with Temtem or Coromon or Nexomon, so definitely look forward to that. You can also follow me on Twitter at GymLeaderEd and check out our Discord. Special thanks to my patrons, especially the Mythical tier backers, Jim Hamilton and StealCase. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.